Well, hello everyone, welcome to Tuesday Tips Live. It's me, Phil, here in the Digital DJ Tips studio with another live show helping you with your problems, with the issues you might be experiencing in your DJing. We've got that weird thing going on again, haven't we, that we had last week with trails on the screen. We'll deal with it, Ha! It's the least of our problems in the world at the moment, isn't it? Trails on my screen. So Tuesday Tips Live is our show all about helping you to become better DJs and better DJ producers. And so today we're going to be talking about the trials and tribulations of one of our poor community members who is thinking like they want to give up DJing. They've had enough of it, too much pain. So we're going to be helping not only this person but everyone else. You know, these are hard times, aren't they? They really are. There's no gigs. You know, music's coming and going without us really realising it. There's music being released, but we're not getting to dance to it, and it's just horrible. 2020 has not been a good year, has it? So we're bound to all be feeling it in different ways, and some people are naturally thinking, am I wasting my time here with this DJing lark? So that's what we're talking about today. So for those of you that are totally new to this, just very quickly, it's Digital DJ Tips. We are the leading DJ school out there online. We're also the people behind the book, which is just frozen on the screen there. So let's move back over to here, where I know the camera works. And carry on here. We're the people behind this book, Rock the Dance Floor, and also we are the people behind the digitaldjtips.com website and the YouTube channel, the Facebook page or group where you might be watching this. In fact, this happened in our Facebook group, the Global DJ Network. This conversation about giving up DJing was something that one of our Global DJ Network students spoke about. This is Global DJ Network here, although you can see my whole screen now, rather than just the thing I wanted to show you. The thing I wanted to show you was just this here. Oh, I can't make it work. There we go. This here. There we go. Global DJ Network. So this is our group on Facebook for DJs by DJs. So if you're not in this group, by the way, you should be. It's a great place to hang out. You get a lot of help in your DJing here. A lot of fun as well. It's like a private place where people are polite. So you can go online, chat DJing, and not be trolled. And it's a great place to hang out. So if you want to get into the group, just head to djtips.co/global, and you can get into this group. Anyway, as I was saying, this group is where this thing happened that we were talking about. It's where the student said, I want to give up DJing, and this is exactly what our student said. Our student said, really, I love DJing more than anything else. I've been doing it for 10 years now, but the DJing world sucks. Nobody gives a beep. They always try and put you down and take advantage of you. Jealousy is key. There's no such thing as real talent anymore. I think I'm going to quit and sell my stuff. Is there any hope left? So, you know, I came into this on Monday morning in the studio, having spent the weekend climbing a mountain and live streaming from the top of it with my colleague Steve, and having such a great time. And then to read this, it just made me realize that it's not always like that for everyone. And I remember that it wasn't like that for me all the time. I felt like that before in the past. And then I thought back and realized I've coached so many students over the years about this. So I wanted to do Tuesday Tips Live today. Whoops, let's just turn that off. Tuesday Tips Live today on this very subject, people who feel like they want to give up. So I'm going to give you 8 tips today, that's 8 fingers, isn't it, on what to do if you feel like giving up DJing. And then at the end, we're going to go over to people's comments. At the end, I'm going to tell you about the house mixing course, which everyone's asking about in the comments. It's coming tomorrow, the house mixing course. I'll tell you about that at the end. But first, we'll talk through these 8 points, and then we'll talk about what you think. I just have to tell you that over in the community, I'm not going to jump there now because I don't want to name this person, but over in the community, this person got a big warm blanket of help. Like literally scores of people jumped in and gave this person encouragement, which was lovely to see. It's what it's all about. All right then, so my 8 tips. Number 1, if you feel like giving up DJing, is instead of feeling like that, just do the work. Because it's dedication and working behind the scenes, the stuff no one sees, that will always separate you as a DJ from everyone else eventually. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but it will do it eventually. It's people who set goals, reach those goals, and then set more goals and keep plodding forward, and it is plodding sometimes, who get where they want to be. I mean, all you've got to do is think about athletes, right? In the Olympics, every 4 years, an athlete will do their thing in the Olympics or not. They might get injured, the Olympics might get called off, but they've been training for 4 years to get to that stage, and we see them doing literally a victory lap, and that's it. They've done all the work behind the scenes, and it's just the same with DJing. And the thing with DJing is it's hard because you have to put your own goals in place. It's not like learning to be a doctor where you go to 7 years at college and it's all modules and micro modules and what you're doing this week and today and this hour. It's up to you, and that is very, very hard. And I think everyone who does this is very brave, but you do have to do the work. So take solace in the fact that if you're doing the work, it will come good in the end. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. So number 2 is deliver. There's no point doing the work if there's nothing to show for it. And I get lots of DJs saying, hey, you know, I've been practicing at home for 3 years and I want to play out, but I've got no confidence. I don't think I'm quite there yet. And I'm like, oh, come on, dude, get out there, do something. You're not really a DJ unless we can see you're a DJ. So, you know, delivering, yeah, gigs are great if you can get them. It's hard in this time, right? But mixtapes, but blog articles, but live streams, just making Spotify playlists of the music you like and sharing it with people. Making little re-edits when you hear a song and think, oh, I wish it had this on it. Re-editing it and sharing it on to the DJ pools. Try having a go at production. Offering your services to charities. Teaching people. Teaching disadvantaged kids to DJ. Collaborating with people. Partnerships. Podcasts. There's so many things you can do to actually deliver as a DJ. There are some great little books that I've got here. And if you really are serious about having a career in this, I really recommend these 3 books. Show Your Work, Steal Like an Artist, and Keep Going by Austin Kleon. So they're the books. I'll hold them up for a second longer. My team will probably share these with you. I'm trying to do it in mirror image. There we go. Didn't do a good job of that, did I? Steal Like an Artist, Show Your Work, and Keep On Going by Austin Kleon. These are great books that talk about all this stuff. Talk about the importance of delivering, and it's the same in all creative fields. It's those who in many ways deliver the most stuff who get ahead. I mean, look at Digital DJ Tips. We've got podcasts, we've got live streams, we've got videos, we've got articles, we've got courses, we've got Instagram and Facebook, and we do that because we want to deliver useful stuff in all the places the people we can help might be. And it's the same with the DJ. The people who might like your music, get it out there. The people who might like your views on music, share them with them. The people who might like to hear you talking to other DJs in your town, make a podcast and do it. Deliver. There's no point. Those two go together. Doing the work and delivering go together. So deliver stuff all the time. You'll feel really accomplished when you do. So number 3 in our list, if you've just joined us, by the way, this is someone wanting to give up DJing, had enough. It's all about jealousy. It's not about talent anymore. Everyone treats you badly. So we're giving our community member advice. So play the long game is the next one. So anyone can seem like they're doing better than you in the short term. And you can easily tell yourself that you're failing short term. So don't do short term. Play the long game. Think about 5 years from now, not 5 days from now. The beauty of doing it this way is people who aren't passionate about DJing, well, they won't stick around for that time. They'll be on to the next thing. The people who you probably feel are jealous of you and stealing your gigs and not being your friend and basically making you feel shitty about this whole thing, they won't be here in 5 years. So play the long game and make sure you are here in 5 years. You know, my family and myself, we moved to a completely different country 15, 16 years ago. We moved first to Spain and then to Gibraltar, where we are now. Now, these are tourist places. People come and go here all the time. The throughput of people is huge. And it was like no one really wanted to know us at first. Why? I figured it out in the end because they didn't think we were going to hang around. They didn't want to invest in the friendships with us because they didn't think we were going to hang around. Now, 16, 17 years later, we've had our children here. Our kids are in school here. We're integrated in the communities here. Suddenly, it feels like normal. But we had to prove the long game to them. It's the same kind of thing in DJing. Stick around for the long game and people will respect you just purely because you've been there long enough. So play the long game. So number 4, I'm going to do them all and then we're going to talk about this because otherwise we'd be here for a long time. So number 4, find your tribe. Find the other people who are like you. If it doesn't exist, make it. If you don't like things, change things. If people are pissing you off, find the other people who they're pissing off as well and hook up with them. Find your tribe. The people you belong to are the people who feel like you about DJing and about the music you love. They're the people who it's much easier to find and then do something positive with. It's really, really hard to do positive stuff on your own. So find other people who are like you. It's easier than ever to find people like you nowadays. When you find them, stick with them, because these are going to be your cohort throughout this whole journey. Don't try and do this on your own. It's very lonely. Now, of course, Global DJ Network is a great place to find your cohort. So head over there. Come and join us on Global DJ Network. We'd love to have you there. You can get to Global DJ Network here, djtips.co/global. It doesn't have to be people in your area anymore. There's people on here, all kinds of DJs on here, and one thing they all share in common is they're all lovely people. There's the article itself on Global DJ Network that we're talking about now. So if you can't find anyone in your local area, or as well as finding people in your local area, come join us. We'll help you, but don't try and do this on your own. It's a lot easier with other people, and at the very least, partner up with one other person to do your DJing and stuff. You just find it more fun. So find the others that are like you. So number 5, it's not about talent anymore, our person said. You've got to accept that talent is subjective. Comparing your talent with someone else's is never going to work, because you're always going to put yourself down more than everyone else, than you think everyone else is doing great and you're not. That's just human nature. So don't do it. Don't compare yourself with other people. You could underestimate your talent. You could overestimate your talent. You could possibly do both at the same time. I used to think I'm a great DJ. Why aren't I getting gigs? And then I'd get behind the decks. I'd be so scared I couldn't put the needle in the groove. This stuff could all exist in your head at once. Try to put it to one side. The only person you should be in competition with is yourself. The only person you should be trying to get better than is you 1 week ago. To some people, talent is looking the part in the DJ booth. To other people, talent is the number of people you can bring to a gig. To other people, talent is the music you play. To other people, talent is the way you mix it. To other people, talent is the way you brand yourself, or the way you manage to get in with the promoters to get in certain venues. It could be some of those things. It could be all those things. It could be none of those things. The truth is, there's no one definition of it. So don't try comparing yourself with other people, and instead just try and look back and see what you've done to improve your DJing, because you're on your own path. So this isn't something where we can compare everyone with everyone. It's not comparing apples with apples. It really isn't. So accept that talent is subjective. So number 6, realize that jealousy is just a sign you're doing something right. It's basically a compliment. No one is jealous of a nobody. Nobody gets jealous of a tramp on the street, of a homeless person, God bless them. They just don't, because these people have got problems. These people are struggling to just do the normal things day to day. These people have got real issues. When you are trying to be a DJ, and I don't want to compare, the scourge of homelessness to being a DJ, but you get my point. When you're a DJ and you're a nobody, when you haven't done anything, when you can't even mix, can't do anything, no one's jealous of you. Everyone's letting you get on with it. Of course they are, because you've not achieved anything. You're struggling to hold the basics together. It's when you're getting good at stuff that people start to get jealous of you. That's when people start to backstab and start to give you that backhanded compliment of being like that with you. The reason they're being like that is because you're getting good. Treat it as a compliment, but don't react to it. Don't think, oh, when I get to the point where I can get one back on you, I will, because you're just being like them. Karma is the thing. Karma will win in the end, and you'll sleep better at night as well if you don't succumb to it. So just take jealousy for what it is. It's people who kind of want to be where you are, basically. So number 7 on our list, try to accept things how they are. I think this is a really important one. Try to accept things how they are. I'll give you a few truths about the DJ business. It's flaky as hell. It's completely inconsistent. It's pretty shady, especially when you're getting paid. And there's some characters in this business who you don't get in other businesses. And I wish we didn't get them in this business. You will be very unlikely to make decent money. It's not fair. It isn't a fair business. Talent is rarely enough. Numbers do count. Numbers in your social media accounts, numbers that you can get through the door. Sorry, they do count. They just do. But guess what? It was always like that. It's not like it's changed. Honestly, it hasn't. I've been doing it long enough to be able to tell you that. And you have to accept it. If you truly love this business, you truly love what it's all about, you have to accept it and get on with it and trust in the long-term outcome. And at the same time, try not to allow your success to define you, because success is just something you get or don't get for having the privilege of doing this thing you love. So you've got to love it. And actually you've got a big choice to make here, reader and wider readers, because if you don't like the way things are, you really can't change them. And maybe it is the best thing that you walk away from it. But this reader said that they truly love it more than anything else. So stop trying to change stuff, because you can't. Accept it how it is and work within it. And the 8th and final tip for our reader who wanted to give up DJing is don't feed yourself the "it's not about talent" bullshit. You're just feeling fed up. Of course it's about talent. If you don't see that it's about talent, just step back and have a little look around. I'll give you an example. I'm a DJ, I do DJ as well as teaching. I find tracks by artists who I obviously go and have a look at, go and experiment, go and have a look at what they're up to, go and look at their Facebooks and stuff, who've got 500 followers, 1,000 followers. And do I like that artist or their tracks any less for that? Of course I don't. I'm in awe of them. I'm in awe of people who make the music I love. I just romantically think being able to make music that moves people like that is the best thing in the world. Digital DJ Tips has got 750,000 people following us. Who gives a toss? I have got as much respect for someone with 500 followers who is doing what they love and is showing their talent to the world as I have for anyone in this game. And there's so many talented people out there DJing, making music, breaking through, who are just plugging away. You've got to go and find them. They're not going to come into your face because they don't make it to the point where you're going to easily find them. But guess what? They are doing all the things we've talked about here. They are working hard. They are delivering. They are playing the long game. They are finding their tribe, the other people who think like them. They are trying to ignore people who are jealous about them. They're defining success their own way, hopefully. I hope so, because I hope they keep making the wonderful music that I'm filling my DJ sets with. So don't feed yourself this "it's not about talent anymore" bullshit, because it is bullshit. It's about sticking with it with all the things I've told you about. It's about doing everything else and trusting in the game. So anyway, that was a bit of a kind of monotribe, wasn't it? But I really felt for this person and I really wanted to help them. So I'm now going to go to the comments and let's spend 20 minutes talking about this, people, and we'll find out what you think. So I'm going to do the usual scrolling down. Anyone who's asking questions that aren't related to this topic, by the way, just join us on Thursday for Thursday live Q&A. At the same time, when it's an open house, you can ask what you want. But now we're going to stick with the questions. So John just says, "Don't give up." From John's in Dublin, so there you go. Don't give up. Trans Extend, never give up. Cool. I won't say I'm giving up, just taking a rest. Well, you might say that, Earwin, you might say that with your tongue in your cheek, but actually a rest is often a great idea. There's nothing wrong with taking a rest and then coming back fully charged up later on. It's never pain when music is involved, said Facebook user over on our page. Look, the thing is here, there's a difference between being a DJ business, and this is feeding your family and putting money in your pocket, and doing it for a hobby, right? Or doing it part-time somewhere in the middle. So there are these nuances here, of course, and I know it's extremely hard now for people who are needing this to pay their way. And I'm talking more to hobby DJs here. All right then. So the next comment is from. I'm just looking for comments which are not about. Which are about this topic. Marco says 80 million people speak German and are waiting for a copy of this book in German. Well, it's a good point, Marco. Maybe we should look at getting the book translated. DJ Sapphire says, "You're the only reason I'm able to keep my game and try and forge ahead. Thanks, Phil, for reaching out to the community and sharing your technology and support." Oh, you're very welcome. This is what it's all about. I like this more than anything, these live streams. Mark says, "I felt fed up before. Every now and then, even with my very short time doing this, I stepped back and just concentrated on me for a while, and that seemed to work for me." Yeah, you're right. There are so many comments. A few people are saying, wow, a lot of people have got stuff to talk about here. Colin says, "This current pandemic makes me feel like giving up. Just when do you think we'll ever be able to perform again at a live venue?" I know it's really difficult, isn't it? And, none of us know. The venues are opening and then closing again because there's, a resurgence of cases. I think we're really waiting for that vaccine, aren't we? I mean, there's been good news out of the UK recently. Let's just hope we can find it. So hi to a brother named Sherm over on Mixcloud who's joined us down there, who says it's about who you know that gets you in the door. It's about talent that keeps you in the room. So very good point there. Thank you for that, a brother named Sherm. Okay, so Craig says, hi Phil, I am 36 and I used to do it locally until age 23. Then I had several bereavements. I know there are older DJs, but they all made a name when they were young. Can you name any in house or trance or say techno who made it older, say 40 plus? An awful lot of producers make it at any age. And once you're a producer, people want you to DJ to support the music you make. But if you really love it, then you'll do it anyway. You know, DJing is, I've DJed for 35 years, I think now. Terrible to admit that. I started DJing when I was 14, and you know, my DJing's changed. I don't DJ 5 nights a week in clubs till 6 in the morning anymore. Of course I don't. I've got 2 young kids and I've done that. I did that for over a decade. I don't want to do that anymore. I just don't want to. For me, DJing now is about teaching with a bit of live streaming and the odd gig, 2 or 3 gigs a year even is kind of my level. That's fine for me. So find your level. What can you do to stay in the game at the age you're at? And don't think that success means having to be a club DJ when maybe it's not going to happen for you. There's all kinds of ways of defining success. Dave says, I've been DJing for almost 30 years. What Phil is saying is very much the truth. No passion and hard work equals fail hard. So there we go. Jeff says, yo Phil, good talk here. Keep it up, lad. Here's another view about the negativity. Jamie, the underground DJ scene is rife with negativity. I've stopped DJing for a while due to all the hassle you get from streaming on Facebook. Jealousy is ridiculous. I've had people report me for spam. I've had abuse directed at me from other DJs, arguments with people I've never met all over DJing on Facebook. I run 2 Facebook groups for DJs and it's just a hassle. Jamie, I feel for you, but arguments take 2 people. That's the first thing. And but I feel for you. You know, it is hard, but you've got to find a way of dealing with it, rising above it, because you can't change it. It's the way it is. But I'm not saying I don't feel for you. So someone on our Global DJ Network says, I've been feeling the same recently. I got depressed and got wondering about the point of keeping my decks and equipment. I haven't DJed for a long while. I'd go on my decks and mix some records, maybe record a mix, but yep, we've all felt that sometimes. So, all right then. So some great, lovely, long comments here. So if you want to go and look at some of these comments afterwards, do so, especially on Facebook. Some people leaving some really long comments, too big to put on the screen. But Michael, thank you very much for that comment. It's a great one. DJ Sapphire says, it all boils down to passion. I have the passion to keep going. I'd rather DJ than eat. Stay strong, DJs. Those little books I showed you, this one here is a really nice one about keeping that passion, called Keep Going. These are small books, but they're really inspirational. This is about kind of keeping that passion. Keep Going by Austin Kleon. All right then, so Julian says, I love Austin Kleon's books. They're well worth reading for all creative pursuits. Indeed they are. And also if you're a business person and you're running your own business, they're worth reading. Being a DJ becomes part of you. It never leaves you. I tried, but I couldn't let it go, says Lee. I know. In Spain, they have 2 verbs for the verb to be. They have ser and estar. And ser means, you know, I am, basically. Ser un disc jockey. I am a disc jockey. It can't change. If you once you are, and estar is like in the moment. You know, I'm here, now I'm there. You know, it changes all the time. But I love the way the Spanish use the verb ser, the permanent to be, for things like what you are. I'm a disc jockey. Once you're a disc jockey, you're always a DJ. It never leaves you. So yeah. Chris and Vicky, I'm 53 and getting back into DJing. That's me playing the long game. Indeed, isn't it? So Mark, I posted my first mix in 11 months yesterday. It's been a rough 6 months. I was doing well with lockdown and doing online streaming 5 days a week, but I had major laptop issues and lost the will to live. Fingers crossed I can get back on it. It's a roller coaster, isn't it? Especially now. All right then, so we're talking, if you just joined us, about one of our community members wanted to give up DJing, and I've given 8 tips. And by the way, you can find the 8 tips over on the Digital DJ Tips website as well. So it's 8 tips if you feel like giving up DJing. Just head over to the Digital DJ Tips website and you can read the article over there if you want to know more about this. Yeah, we're talking about 8 tips if you feel like giving up DJing, which I've shared today. But the fun bit, of course, is talking to you guys and girls about this. So the next question is, the next reply to this is from Caroline FM Radio, who says, I've been a DJ for 50 years. I still love it today. I did my first gig at 13. I'm 63 and still working and possibly one of the oldest DJs on the circuit. You have to be in front of an audience. Indeed, it's always good to get in front of an audience. The We are no longer in a world with four walls. Hello, Mike. The world is wide open. I literally stream from New York City to people in Luxembourg, Leeds, Miami. Point is, there are people that want to hear you. You just have to go long game and go hard. Don't stop. So thank you for that. Let's do a few more of your comments here. By the way, a lot of you are asking about the house mixing course. I will tell you about that in a minute because it's very close now. So Steve, I have a great time. We DJ on our local DAB station, which is digital broadcasting. It's brilliant and very supportive. Yeah, I didn't mention radio. Radio is a great place to cut your chops if you can't get work out and about for whatever reason. Don't piss people off, says Mark. Don't slag them off. It will come back to bite you in the ass. It's a popularity contest at the end of the day, unfortunately. Well, look, you don't have to be nice to be a DJ, but every DJ I know who's successful is nice. So just bear that one in mind. All right then. So the only DJ you should think you're better than is the DJ you were yesterday, says Jamie. Yeah, exactly. That was the point I was making, wasn't it, Jamie? All right then. More of your tips to add here for our reader. Dave says you should branch into digital life coaching, Phil. So many good wholesome things can be taken from this. Hey man, I've been doing this for myself for so long. I have had a real job for about 18 months in my whole adult life, so I've had to make my own luck along the way and learned a few things, I have to say. All right then, so someone on Global DJ Network says, I would love the DJ involved to contact me and play a mix by them. I'd love to play a mix by them on the show. Look, how lovely is that? So the person, we can't put people's names from the Global DJ Network Facebook group on the screen, which is why it always says Facebook user. But that person, it's in Global DJ Network. Scroll down and you'll find this DJ. DM them. I'm sure they'd love to hear that. This is awesome. Jay says, you're my biggest inspiration. I'm a girl and very passionate about music. Well, Jay, it's great to have you here. Hang around. We love having you here. So the next point I want to read out, there's so many people asking questions that are not about this topic, and that's fine. We'll try and answer them anyway underneath, but just come and ask them on Thursday. Finding your tribe is essential to feeling welcomed and appreciated, says Timothy. Yeah, it really is. Is that a DDJ 1000 on the table? Yeah, it is a DDJ 1000. There it is. We've been making some final lessons for the house mixing mastery course, which is coming out tomorrow. So that's why that is there. This is exactly why I view your live stream every Tuesday at 1 AM Australian time. Well, I'm glad that we are giving you enough to stay up for there. Try not to take things to heart, says John. Rise above it. So that's great advice. You've got to challenge yourself, says DJ Vince. Ivana says, a good point. With the pandemic and stuff, we're all kind of forced to give up, at least temporarily. Yeah, but there's so many things you can do. Go and look at our articles on what to do in lockdown on Digital DJ Tips if you want ideas on what to do there. Anthony says, there's ups and downs in everything. You have to love it. End of story. I've spent my time cleaning all my vinyl. Wood glue. There you go. There's a tip for you. And I'm reliving all my past tracks and they give me a boost. Isn't it a hobby? It is a hobby. It beats real work. I'll tell you that much. In Houston, apparently they are going to trials and hoping that vaccines are developed soon. So there you go. There's something to help out if you are worrying about when that vaccine is going to turn up. Hopefully soon. All right then. So Fatboy Slim started DJing in his 30s. Yeah, but he was a bass player with a band called the House Martins before that. If you want, here's a really good one for you folks. Okay, go with me on this. If you want to see Fatboy Slim leaving the band, the House Martins, which he was the bass player for, go and look on YouTube for a song by the House Martins called 5 Get Overexcited. Okay? 5 Get Overexcited by the House Martins. Go watch that video on YouTube, the video for that song, and you will see Fatboy Slim playing bass, walking along. They're in a park. The band are just walking along in a park, and they put a sack over his head and kidnap him and put a new bass player in his place. And that's when he left his indie band and became a DJ. So there you go. There's some fun for you. He was called Norman Cook back then. Go and find that video after this. James says, so true, Phil. These positive words of wisdom ring true on so many levels. Keep mindful of the law of averages and stay the course. Soon you will need a telescope to see how far you've come. So great advice there. Thank you very much for that. All right then, I think we're going to have just one or two more before we leave this today, because a lot of you are asking about that course. I do want to tell you about that. and I'm back here teaching later tonight, so I've got to get ready for that. I'm going to buy those books for sure, says Realius. Also, I recommend High Performance Habits. That makes you work even harder at your craft. So thank you about that. Doily says, hi Phil, at the start I was down about not being able to DJ due to lockdown, but after getting a few love or live streams, I think you mean, and more production done, I'm full of energy and ready to go. That's absolutely awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Lots of you say you've been DJing for an awful long time. Darnell says, I've been in this game for 38 years and I'm not ready to give up just yet. Here's a tip for you, DJ Pepper. There's a motivation self-improvement app you can get called Fabulous. This evening's first step, the evening first step used to be drink water or something, but I changed it to mix music. Oh great, it's a self-motivation app that you can change the prompts. I like that. All right then. Right, we are going to leave it there. Thank you very much to everyone who's commented to help our reader about this issue about wanting to give up DJing, especially at this time, and about how everyone's jealous and it's not about talent anymore and all that stuff. You really helped, I'm sure, and I hope this person is going to feel really loved because of that. So that was all from the Global DJ Network, by the way. That's where this all kicked off. So again, if you want to come and join us in our network of like-minded DJs, who you can find your tribe, find people to sound off to, find people to share your triumphs with and all that, then head over to djtips.co/global, and we will. It takes a little while for us to accept you because this is a private group, but we'd love to have you in the group. All right then, the course. The course is called House Mixing Mastery. We are literally in the final straight of finishing this course, building all the marketing materials, touching up the videos. My team are watching them all and we're finding all the little niggles and correcting them so it's all perfect. And this is going to be launching tomorrow, about this time tomorrow. So if you're interested in our House Mixing Mastery course, which is, it's funny, Steve and myself, we come from a house background. And we've made all kinds of mixing courses over the last 11 years, but we've never made a house mixing course. But we have now, we've put it right. It's only going to be launched privately at first. This is the thing, you won't see this on the website, you won't see this on Facebook ads, you won't see this anywhere. It's only going to be launched privately. And that means it's only going to be launched to our community members. Now, the bonus you get here is you get it at a much lower price than it's ever going to be offered at publicly. But you need to be a community member. Now, I know most of you are, but if you're not, then you've still got time. If you do it now, go to djtips.co/join and sign up for Digital DJ Tips. And if you do it now, you'll be just in time. We're building the emails at the moment to go to our list, to our private community list, and they're not quite finished. So if you do that right away and get on that email list before we line up those emails to send tomorrow, you will get the email with the link to find out about the course and get it at half price. You'll also get a free copy of this. So it's a PDF download just to say thank you for being our latest community member. So it's worth joining Digital DJ Tips if you're not already a member, but if you are interested in our course on house mixing, it's got 92 videos in it, breaking down all kinds of amazing skills across all kinds of house music, techno, trance, tech house, minimal, new disco, indie dance, vocal house, pop house, quick mixing, beat mixing. It's got so much in it. If you're interested in that course, that's what you've got to do. Get on that now. All right, people, that's it for today. Thank you very, very much for joining us. And I do hope that if you're thinking, oh, I've had enough of all of this, it's too hard, we've inspired you to kind of carry on. And it's just left for me to say, get good, get out there if you can, make the moments. Thank you to everyone on Twitch, on YouTube, on our Facebook page and on our Facebook group and over on Mixcloud for joining us today. I'll see you again on Thursday. Look, keep strong. We'll get through this together. Have fun, everyone, and I will see you, as I say, on Thursday. Bye.